Okay, a lot of people are asking about the Mel Science, so I thought I'd just do a quick video to show you what we get in it. We haven't done an experiment yet, but I'm sure they'll be fantastic. They look pretty good. So every person who starts off gets these glasses, which allows you to look through your camera and pretty much see like 3D things. So I think this links up with the Mel Science app, and it just allows you to look at chemistry and all its atoms and things like that. As I said, I haven't used it yet. We haven't even downloaded it, but this just opens out and creates like the box, and you put your phone in there somehow. There's a little description on how it works. So it's just like the plastic goggles. It did come a little bit damaged, I must say. It was a little bit wrinkly, which I'll probably let them know because that affects how you look through there, but it's not going to hugely affect how it works, and I'm sure they'll send out a proper, like another set that actually isn't so damaged. Okay, so this kit also comes with it. So it's just a little bit about, excuse me, it's just a little bit about the different things that are, in there. It comes with a tray and a beaker. Now you see on the videos that they do, the beaker and all the other equipment is rather large. These aren't large, like there's my hand, so it's about the size of my palm, so they're a bit smaller than those. So you get the beaker, and that, the funnel, plastic cups, little plastic cups obviously required. The funnel goes in there. What else do you get? This thing here, which it turns out to be like a little kind of mini Bunsen burner, but you just use a tea light burner, and that's why they recommend that kids don't do this unattended, because it does have pretty strong chemicals in it, and it does have some experiments that require fire and all sorts of things, so it needs really good supervision. These are the stoppers. A couple of little cork pads to obviously sit your little burner on, and probably hot beakers and whatnot. This is a little thing that goes, it's a magnifier, so it clips onto your device and it just magnifies things, so you just look through your device. It's pretty nifty. You just get 2 sets of glasses actually, which is great because I've got 2 kids that are interested in this, so they're quite decent glasses too, which is good. What else? Oh, this is a little, this is just to allow your phone to sit on, so you can watch the experiments and look at the whatever experiments they're showing. And some sort of syringe. That's a mighty big syringe, but anyway. That's pretty much it in that one. Yep. So that kind of sets you up for doing all the experiments. So then, that is a one-off thing. So when you first join up, you get those 2 things. And then every month, you get 2 kits, and I'll show you what's in each kit. So this one is the tin one. Oops, forgot to put the tray back in the starter kit. That's what, that's where you put all your things. It's not a huge tray, but it's big enough. It's probably just under A4, probably the size of an iPad. Okay, so in each of the kits, as you can see, it's quite comprehensive, loads and loads of different little chemicals. You get very clear warning messages and how they interact with each other, and explanations on the experiments inside. So pretty much 2 experiments per kit, but they're pretty complex experiments, so like my kids are 17, and I think that they'll enjoy doing it just as an extra. It's not one of their electives that they've picked, but it's just an interest thing for them. So you get two very clear experiments. It's got all the chemistry behind it, chemistry equations that's happening as you're doing the experiments. Very clear explanations of what you put in. And very clear why it's happening. I can open this one. Doesn't open. That's it. So there's the experiment card there. And then you get all these things in it. So there's the little lids. Obviously you're going to be doing some shaking. Lots of bits and pieces. So pretty much everything that you need for each experiment. So it's quite comprehensive. You probably get enough chemicals for maybe 1 or 2 times, I would imagine, by the look of things. And they're all very clearly marked. So that's the tin one. We've only just received it yesterday, so I don't know how the others look. I only know how these look, but I was pretty impressed. So this one is called Artificial Sea, and it's just using chemistry to create, you know, seaweed and jellyfish, basically. So here are the cards here, clearly explained, and that is an explanation of what happens. They also mark how difficult each experiment is. So this difficult is, you know, these are quite easy and not too dangerous, and this one takes 10 minutes. This one here, you'll see difficulty is 2. Danger is 1, and this one takes 40 minutes. Again, very clearly marked, exactly what you have to do. And there's an explanation of what's happening on the back. And same again, you get, I mean, it's reasonable, you know, it's reasonable quality. You compare it to some of the little kits. I've bought lots of science kits off Amazon, and they're not as descriptive as this. And, you know, some kits have hundreds of experiments that are really just so-so, whereas these ones have 2 really good, clear experiments that, you know, give some really good learning experiences. So, you know, these are all pretty decent quality. They're plastic, yeah, but they're still pretty decent. You'll be able to, you know, work really well with those. So the little spoons, everything that you need. I think you get some gloves in here. Oops. Yeah, that's torn. Yeah, you get a couple of sets of gloves. So there's a small set and a large set, which is quite good. So there we have it. Pretty impressive, I think. Now, when we've done a experiment, I'll actually video the experiment so you can see how well they work in real life. Because obviously, you know, on their website, on their Facebook, YouTube, or videos anyway, they look pretty big, all the things that you use. So hopefully they work on a smaller scale, and I would imagine they would. If you've got any questions, pop it in the comments, and hope you found this useful.